reckless borrowing. I'm against borrowing for consumption.
Okay.
Let's be more analytical in this. We have borrowed in Nigeria from 2008 till date. We've been able to borrow where our debt have now increased to almost $100 billion. What can we show for all this debt? And to show not only that the debt was reckless and for consumption, it never impacted on our growth.
Hello and welcome to Politics on the Wheel with Jay, and this is Elite TV. The presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, recently reacted to the issue of borrowing. In all of these throwback videos that I have for you, Mr. Peter Obi reacted to why Nigerians are supposed to borrow. But before I give you the details of what Mr. Peter Obi said against or about borrowing and the essence of borrowing and what should, if you borrowed, you should use the money for, let me quickly bring to you that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, which many people refer to as President-elect by the Independent National Electoral Commission. And you know, the case is in court. If you've been following us, you'll see that we've been bringing you updates, even the final address of the APC, Tinubu, Shetima, and INEC, which we did previously. You can check the video and have a look at what they said. So now, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in a message to AU, speak intensively of what has been transpiring between Africans, African nation and that of Europe, especially France. But this is what Nigerians and the whole Africa is missing. Africa is missing Mr. Peter Obi of Labour Party. Do you know why? Take a look at this video.
The challenges we face mean that governance will be difficult. They also mean that visionary good governance is necessary. Some observers assert a new scramble for Africa is afoot, and it is much like the old scramble that plundered our continent. But here and now, let it be said to whoever the new scramblers might be, our continent may be old, but our spirit is new. And it is strong. The bad that took place in the past must not stay here. It shall never be repeated. ECOWAS continue to strengthen effort to maintain peace and security in the region by ensuring the conduct of peaceful elections in member states to deepen democracy and promote good governance.
I've seen what Mr. President, the way he composed himself to speak was not that impressive, like when people like this man speak. Like when people like this one speak. You see, when you see the president of Kenya and that of South Africa, speaking to world leaders and also to their counterparts, you look at this authoritativeness and, you look at the vision and what they have to bring to the table. But when you have someone that you cannot really understand what this person is even saying, it becomes a problem. That is the reason why the largest black nation on earth is asking for someone who is agile, who is young, who is, vast in knowledge and technology that can bring development rapidly to, Nigeria, West Africa, and Africa as a whole. Now, in his speech, he talks about how he is going to use ECOWAS, or going to strengthen ECOWAS, and also a message to AU. But, it's not just about speeches. It's about your body language. Like what happened in France some weeks ago. He was just like a spectator when William Ruto and that of South Africa, the Kenyan president, that of South Africa, spoke intensively to world leaders on what they need in Africa. So that is it. For those who don't subscribe, please do well to subscribe to this video, please, and do well to share this video to your loved ones. So now on Peter Obi said, borrowing is good, but when you use it for consumption, it's bad. Watch what he said.
I'm against reckless borrowing. I'm against borrowing for consumption.
Okay.
Let's be more analytical in this. We have borrowed in Nigeria from 2008 till date. We've been able to borrow where our debt have now increased to almost $100 billion. Ruben, what can we show for all this debt? And to show you that the debt was reckless and for consumption, it never impacted on our growth. It's a simple thing. Ruben, it's a very simple thing. Ghana is borrowing. Kenya is borrowing. Every other country, let me not go far. In 2010, Ruben, the GDP of Ghana is $32 billion. 32 billion. This is Ghana. $32 billion. Their per capita income, as at that time, is is 1,300 Ghana. In 2019, Ghana GDP is $64.5 billion. Their per capita is 2,200. So within this period, their economy their GDP has doubled. In Kenya, it's a similar situation. Kenya have moved from $40-something billion to 87. Their GDP have moved from 900, and their per capita have moved from 950 to 1,700. That is a country. In our own case, as of 2010, when we started reckoning all this borrowing, our per capita was 2,300. Today is 1,920. So something is missing. We're borrowing money. The more we borrow, the ones that are economy, which means we're not investing this money. When you borrow for consumption, you're wanting the economy more. I'm not against borrowing. But let's have a business case where we must borrow money. Let's have a convincing situation. You don't just get up in the morning and be borrowing money anyhow.
You see, recently I brought to you how the APC-led administration is trying to, squander the 500 billion they are going to borrow, by not allocating it properly. We are just 200 million people in Nigeria. You are borrowing 500 billion naira and you are giving 8,000 naira to how many people? 12 million household. Excuse me here. If we are 200 million, let's do the math. How much can you give? How much can you share to all Nigerians, 200 million Nigerians? The question here is this: what is the percentage of those that are so poor that they are going to give this money to? Buhari administration already have the master plan, like what we have during the market, whatever money, what we had during, the COVID. So they're going to follow the same template. And this is another avenue for someone to whisk away with this whole money. Another way to enrich one particular pocket. But those people they are giving this money to, it's not even going to be by, a bank transfer. It's going to be by how? By cash. So, and the majority of this goes to the north. The question is, the people in the north are suffering. But they don't want to make them, come out of that poverty and suffering. But they want to keep them in that abject poverty in order to exploit them at every given opportunity. What do you think about this whole situation, about borrowing and how to use the money that has been borrowed? Like we saw in the last administration, I beg your pardon, how the government borrowed Nigeria out. And now we are in so much debt, and this new administration has come again to borrow to eat, not to invest. 500 billion to share. Why don't you use it into our infrastructure? Why don't you bring the rail line into work? Why don't you invest that money into gasoline? Why don't you invest that money into other energy, things that will profit the country and the masses as a whole? But no, all they think is because Nigeria has money and they can actually take this money away and share it for their family members. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for staying this far. And please don't forget to share this video to your loved ones. Thank you.